everybody and welcome to the Greenlambkin podcast. One more slurp. My name is Suzanne. I'm your host. I am the indie dyer behind Greenlambkin yarn. I make indie dyed yarn, obviously, and progress keepers and project bag charms and all sorts of things like that. I do goodie boxes which are seasonally themed. I'll talk more about that in a bit. And I'm a knitter, crocheter, maker of many different things, cross stitch, EPP, lots of different fibre crafts. I love to do them. I'm having a slurp of coffee in my new autumnal mug. I got this from Hassett Station Cafe quite recently, which is a lovely cafe and shop on the Monsall Trail in the Peak District. Why did I say Monsall? That's not how we say it. We say Monsall. Anyway, welcome. I'm flying completely by the seat of my pants today. I have not made any notes, so I feel like I'm being rude. Turn that way, that's better. So I'm just going to chat to you about finished objects, works in progress, incoming goodies and some shop news. So I'm going to get straight in and show you the things that I finished. I've actually got, why am I holding up 4? I've got, can't do it, 3 finished objects. That's weird, why can't I do that? Ah, that's better. My left hand, which is my dominant hand, is a bit it doesn't work as well as it should, let's put it that way. I've got arthritis in my CMC joint in my thumb. That's a story for another time. The first thing I have finished is the owl's jumper. This is a pattern by Kate Davies. I've knitted it once before, but I knitted the children's version before. This is the adult version. It's a chunky garment. I'm just trying to remember. The yarn is a recycled yarn called Recreate. I'm just trying to remember whether it's Serda or Stylecraft. I can't, honestly, can't get the staff. So it's a chunky weight yarn. It has been blocked and sewn in, but it's a bit crumpled now because it's been folded up, hiding in my wardrobe because I don't want the recipient who lives in this house to see it before their birthday. The only thing it's missing is the owl's eyes. So you can see the owls are cabled and they all require 2 buttons sewing on for eyes, and that's a total of 34 buttons. So I need to go to town hopefully tomorrow to Fred's. I'm going to take it with me and I'm going to offer up various different buttons. I'm thinking maybe like a dark green, but then I also really fancy a really nice orange. I don't know. I'm going to just see what appeals. This was made at the recipient's specific request and they did choose the colour. So they sort of know it's coming, but what you can't see from far away is that this yarn is quite tweedy. I'm hoping that it's not going to bother the skin because it is a little bit prickly, which is very odd. I did not enjoy knitting with this. Things that I didn't like about it, it didn't seem to have flexibility in giving it, which is weird because I've knitted with the DK version of this yarn and it's soft and lovely to work with. This was quite rough, and even after washing and blocking and soaking, it's a bit, I wouldn't be able to put up with it on my neck, so I'm just hoping that it won't bother him. It also leached colour. I looked... Anyone ever seen a person with nicotine stains on their fingers? Well, that's what I looked like every time I'd been knitting this. As the yarn ran through between my fingers, where I was tensioning it, it stained them. And I soaked it and rinsed it and soaked it and rinsed it, and it would not stop running. So obviously I'll be hand washing this anyway, but I must remember not to put it in the bowl with any other socks or shawls or anything else that I might be hand knitting. Which is okay because I know what I'm doing with it. It's just a concern if other people were to mess about, but I'll make sure that doesn't happen. So there you go. I think the needles were 6 and 6.5 mil. I'm pretty sure that's right. But the pattern's great, and I would really one day love to knit one of these for myself as well. Maybe I'll get round to it. So I'm really glad that's finished. I had to like knit on it a bit and then have a break because it hurt my hands. So it took me longer than it's made my nose itch now. It took me longer than I would have hoped. But it's done, and that's all that matters, and I'm hoping that he'll be very happy with it when he gets it. So now I've got 2 pairs of socks. You've seen both of these in the last podcast. The first one is my Junkanoo socks. These were not far off being done, I think, last time I showed them to you. I was definitely down below the heel line of the second sock somewhere here. So it didn't take me much effort, to get these finished. So this is my plain vanilla sock. For me, it's on Greenlambkin yarn on the sparkle sock base, and the colourway is Junkanoo. It's just a 64 stitch on a 2.25mm needle, 2x2 rib, a plain leg and foot, a normal double decreased toe, and a forethought heel, which is my favourite kind of heel for my deep instep, with again a double decrease heel, which is just like a slightly larger version of the toe. And the next pair of socks that I'm going to show you are the exact same makeup as those, so that's good. These are my socks that I cast on when when we were on our way down to Warner Brothers Studios to see the Harry Potter everything earlier on in the year, and these are Stripy Cat yarns, and the colourway is Professor McGonagall. So this came with a contrasting grey mini, which I used for the heels and the toes, and they were made in every aspect exactly the same as the Junkanoo socks. Same needle, same stitch count, same method, slightly longer in the leg. That's okay. I do like a long sock. I often wear ankle boots in the winter with leggings and things, and I actually like my sock to peep a little bit above. I think that's really good fun. It looks nice and adds a little pop of colour. And when you've knitted your socks, it's nice to show them off. So there you go. There's sock pair number 2. Have I got? Yes, I've got one more. It's not been blocked yet. This is living in my beautiful bag with smiley ghosts on from Happy Little Yarn, the wonderful Amy. It's adorable. This is floof fibre. My nose is still itching from that jumper. Oh dear. This is a hat which I've knitted for someone else in this house who chose the yarn and requested a hat and wanted a slouchy beanie. It's got a 1x1 twisted rib, but it's not every round. The pattern was knit 1, purl 1 first round, and then knit 1 through the back loop, purl 1 for the second round, and repeat those 2. I'm not sure with this level of variegation that actually you get the detail of that. It's probably a bit superfluous, but I'm still really happy with how it's come out. The pattern was a free one. Have I got it in here? No, I think I just chucked it after I'd finished with it. I had to mess about with the pattern. I finished the decreases the first time. Well, actually, the decreases from the pattern didn't seem to work for me, so I had to recalculate them myself. And the first time I'd finished them, I tried the hat on before I'd finished the top off, and despite knitting enough depth according to the pattern, and I made the large adult size, the biggest size going. In the picture it definitely had some slouch in it, but when I tried it on my head with my hair, it didn't slouch. So I had to take all the decreases back and knit another 3 centimetres or so into the body of the hat. And then I used the same stitch counts and everything. I don't know if you can see it, sort of nice star decrease there in the top, but I just rearranged the distribution of the stitches slightly. So I wouldn't really recommend the pattern. It was no great shakes. I had to faff around with it and everything. That used 51 grams of yarn. And I thought, I want to get everything that I can out of that skein because it's so lovely. So I split the remaining, 52. I split the remaining 48 grams into 2 24-gram balls. And then using this as a bit of a contrast, which was Cascade 220 Superwash, which I made Cosmo a hat and mittens out of last year. That's just the leftovers. I'm making a little pair of mitts. So I've just I cast on from the hand down to make sure that I would get the most out of the yarn. 2 rows in, cast on and knit 2 rounds in the contrast, knit down the hand. I've put a forethought thumb in, and then when I cast off, I did 2 rounds of that before I cast off as well. I've got a progress keeper on here by the amazing Lindsay of Simply Serving. Feeling the autumn vibes, can you tell? So this is knitted on a 4mm needle, which is slightly larger than I would normally knit a mitten on. And I've got 36, 36 stitches on. So a bit smaller, but Ivy's hands are quite slim. They are long and slim. And it fits on my hand fine anyway. They're not the longest mitts. I've just got to put the thumb on. And this is what I've got left. I could have made the hand slightly longer, but I was erring on the side of caution. Oh my word, it's warm today. That's the size of the ball ready for the other one. So I'll do the thumb. I think I'll just do the thumb in the main colour, just because I've got enough of it to definitely finish that. So that'll make a nice little set for her. So I'm halfway through, well now I'm almost halfway through the mitts, and I knitted this mitt in a couple of hours. Really not a lot to it, is there? So I'll probably get those finished off in the next couple of days, and then give it a wash and a block and pop it away, all ready. In other knitting news and crochet news, I'm up to date with my 2 blankets, which have been knitted and crocheted with the Greenlambkin Yarn Secret Treasure Box Blanket Club. So that's the August set, and I'm not opened it yet. I didn't want to give away any spoilers. They are 4 20-gram minis of DK yarn per month, and out of that I managed to get one of these Hugo Burst squares and one of the Sweet Shop blanket by Laura Penrose, and I'm really pleased with how these are coming along. They are getting really big, both of them. It's like working on a proper blanket. So yes, I shall probably get the bits and bobs, the gift knits finished, and then I'll allow myself to put the August ones in. Have a quick slurp. Okay, I've only got a couple of works in progress to show you, other than that I've shown you the mitts already, obviously. Living in my Hocus Pocus knitting bag, which Cherie sent to me a couple of years ago now. It's got one of my project bag charms on it, and it's got this awesome I Smell Children Hocus Pocus charm, pin. And I have a Halloween sock. Seeing as I finished knitting 2 pairs of socks recently, I thought I'd better cast on a new one. So, let me find the label. This yarn is from Unknit, and the yarn colourway is All Hallows, and I bought this at the Bakewell Wool Gathering last year. And I've been eagerly anticipating casting this on ever since. So here's the yarn, and this is a self-striping yarn, and the pattern that I am knitting, because I am actually doing a pattern sock, this is, oh, I haven't got the full picture. Let me just show you this and up close. This is the Fairground Socks by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. And I discovered this pattern because I saw Paula from Mrs. D knitting them. So I only cast these on yesterday. There's not a lot to see really yet, but I've just got the cuff done and then a few rounds of, I think I've done 3 repeats of the pattern, so the stitch pattern. So look how beautifully this is knitting up. Oh, it's so exciting. This is a Progress Keeper, which I had in my shop last autumn, and I'm hoping I can get some more of those charms so that we can have some more this autumn. And we've got 2x2 rib. That's different from the pattern. The pattern called for a 1x1 rib, and I just didn't fancy doing that. I don't know, a 1x1 rib just seems to hurt my thumb more. Bizarre. I do like to do a 1x1 twisted rib. I really love the look of it. But I don't do it for every pair of socks that I knit. So you might just be able to see the increase and decrease pattern starting to go ooh, on there. I'm really enjoying this. It's turning out so nicely. Right. That's all I've got to tell you about that one. Oh, I'm using a 2.25mm needle, which is my go-to. I always knit my socks using Magic Loop method. I always use ChiaoGoo red lace circulars, fixed ones for socks, and they are available in the Greenlambkin shop. I've recently become a ChiaoGoo stockist, which is really exciting news. So that's those. I don't think there's anything else I need to tell you about that. I'm moving a book that Ivy's left there. It's getting on my nerves. And here's a project that's long term. And if you've been watching, I'm so sorry about my nose is itchy, itchy, itchy. Right. If you've been watching me for any length of time, you'll know that this is a project that comes out seasonally. And it's growing very nicely. This is my English paper piecing Halloween hexie quilt top, and that's half of it. Here's the other half, and eventually this will be to go on back of one of the settees. I'll probably make a couple, and then I'll be able to have them on the back of both. Ow! Just poke myself with the needle. Both of the settees. And just like with yarn, one part of the hobby is doing the project itself, and the other part of the hobby is collecting the fabrics to go in it. And despite the fact that my basket is so full of fabric that I really struggle to lift it up, And I've got loads of hexes ready to go in it as well. I do keep getting more. But like I say, I want to make more than one. So let me segue nicely onto new acquisitions. Ooh, come here. Now you'll have to forgive me because I can't remember exactly which shop I got these fat quarters from. So I've got 2 new fat quarters to go in. This is absolutely gorgeous. If ever a fabric was designed with me in mind, that's it. It's got my name all over it. Spooky ghosts, grinning pumpkins, groovy florals, absolutely gorgeous. And then because green Halloween fabrics are not easy to come by, when I saw this one, I pounced on it because it's beautiful and lovely. And I really like that green and cute little spooders. So now I've shown you those, I will very excitedly put those into my quilt later on. And the other one is a charm pack from Moda Fabrics. And it's called Hey Boo. And it's very difficult to show because it's all... I don't need that anymore. Let me just show you a little random selection of fabrics. We've got stripy patterns, starry patterns, ones that say boo, and then so it's a repeat of the different prints, just with different, look, you see that one's a lovely multicolored stars, lots of, oh, look at these, oh, adorable, lovely ghosties. Oh no, they're all pinked around the edges and I've got loads of fabricy bits all over my legs now. But that gives you the idea. And you've got these lovely vintage peachy, corally, pinky pumpkins, which is right up my street and reminds me very much of my pinky punky colourway from last year. I'll get rid of that now. I have one yarny acquisition to show you, which is very special to me because it was a fundraiser for the Alzheimer's Society, and if you know me, you know that that's a very important cause to my heart. So when I saw this advertised on Instagram, I went straight over there and got it, and it's from Siobhan's Crafts. And it's a sock set called Margaret's Clouds. It's very delicate. It's got these lovely glowy bits in it and a 10 gram mini to go with it. Also very pretty. And it's a merino, 75-25 merino nylon sock base. So that shall go in the stash for use at a future date. Not sure when yet, but maybe next springtime. Feels like a nice springtimey kind of sock, doesn't it? My last acquisition segues nicely onto shop news, because I have a bag here, which I'm just trying to get, I've got fabric bits on the bag as well. And the bag is partially made of cord, so it's like Velcro. Oh well, don't worry, I'll finish that off later. Look at this beauty. Now this is the Enchanted Forest project bag, and this is going to be in the shop for pre-order very, very soon. So if you're interested in one of these, you can keep an eye out on, if you follow me on Instagram or Etsy, Facebook, keep an eye out there, and I'll also try and remember to put a community post here on YouTube to let you know when these are available. It's lined with this lovely sort of fruity burgundy colour. There'll be a slight change because there wasn't enough cord fabric left to make the handles. So the handles are actually going to be made out of webbing material instead, but that's no problem. It'll match really nicely. And the main fabric has got all these beautiful golden stags on it, which goes really well with the theme of the Advent. So these have been designed specifically to comfortably hold a 10-gram or 20-gram Greenlambkin yarn Advent in its entirety. So you can use that for whatever project you decide to make out of your Advent. And now I've shown it to you, I can decant all my Advent yarns out of the manky plastic bag that I've been keeping them in, put them into here, and I'm going to start working on a project in it very shortly. So that's that. So that's the first bit of shop news. I know it's not that, there's not much detail. I apologise for that, but I will get them listed in the shop ASAP, and then I'll put it out there on all of the platforms to let people know if they would like to add one of these to their project bag collection. If you want one and you're doing the Advent, brilliant, but you don't need to be doing the Advent in order to buy one if you just want one for yourself. So I would say, you know, look, it's bigger than my head. So it's going to hold a decent, you could easily get a small garment project or a large scarf shawl scarf project into this, no problem. So excited to use that. The next item of shop news is that currently I have got yarn for pre-order for Strictly, and this will all be, oh, do you know, I can't remember the flipping date that I put the cut off. What I'll do is I'll check it and I'll put it along the bottom. It's later on in September. So if you would like a skein of Strictly yarn this year, pop over to the shop, which will be linked below, and get your pre-order in, because I want to make sure that people have got them. Still don't know the date that Strictly actually starts, so I'm working blind a bit here. I didn't check before I started podcasting today, but I did check a couple of days ago and I still couldn't find out the date anywhere. But yeah, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get it to everybody for the end of September. So I have two colourways and it is available on two bases. The first colourway is called Fancy Foxtrot. So we've got that on the sparkle base. You might just be able to see the sparkle. And then we also have it on classic sock. So no sparkle, 75 merino, 25 nylon. Very soft and squishy. And then something for that is more dramatic, would be suitable for the chaps as well, is, because that was a request that was made to me, something that would be suitable for gents socks. So this is Tango-tastic. I had to think for a minute then. And again, we've got it here on the sparkly sock. Ooh. Sparkle, sparkle. So the white and black areas, that's meant to represent the pinstripe suits of a tango dancing man, and then the little flashes of colour there for the ladies' dresses. Very dramatic, dark, soulful, and that's it on the classic sock. So head on over to the shop if you're interested in some of that. And as I say, I've put down there at the bottom what the last day is for pre-ordering that. One more exciting bit of shop news is that I am offering Halloween countdown boxes again. And I do know that the cut-off date for that is the 22nd of September. I already sold about half of them. So if you're interested in that, again, go on over to the website and have a good read up of that. But I'm very excited that this year's theme is the film Hocus Pocus, and I've got lots of lovely handmade treats by other makers that are completely unique. You can't buy these things anywhere else. Excuse me. So I am having something, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but something made by the amazing Rachel from So Ray Me. So there'll be something from her in every box. And also a local resin artist who I've connected with in my town is making all the charms for the Progress Keepers and the project bag charms to my specifications, which I'm so excited about because that's something that I've wanted to do for so long. Really excited about that. I would have liked to have learned to do resin casting myself, but there's a limit to the number of new skills one can acquire and a limit to the number of things you can do yourself. You have to delegate sometimes. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm going to get dyeing that this week. So that's all the shop news that I've got to share. Oh, I know what I wanted to say to you. It's been the school holidays. Today is the first official day back to school. Cosmo went last Friday because he's just started senior school. Ivy's gone back today. And it's been rather a chaotic and difficult 6 weeks holidays. I'm not saying it's been all awful, because that's not true. We've had some lovely times, but we've also had some really quite stressful and trying times over there. Sorry, I thought I'd turned airplane mode on my phone, but I'm getting notifications through, so I can't have done. Humph. I hate it when things don't work. Yes, what was I saying? Yeah, it's been trying. I'm not going to go into lots of detail, but there have been some health issues in the immediate family which have been quite urgent and quite serious and have needed my full attention. And the one thing that has done, other than it just being the school holidays, which would normally impact orders and postage anyway, is that it's thrown me off. So last month's clubs were a little bit late going out, and again that's her July's clubs, and then again August's clubs were late going out as well, and I apologise for that from the bottom of my heart. I just wanted to say I'm doing my absolute best with it all, and I know I'm being a bit cryptic. It's not my information share, it's not my health issue. If it was, I'd just tell you what it was, but I'm respecting other members of the family's privacy, so I'm trying to explain but not be too specific, if you know what I mean. We're not 100% there yet. We've still got some investigations ongoing, so I'm still a little bit, life for all of us over the last few weeks has been a real roller coaster, with lots of hospital appointments and things. So, and every time you go, you find a little, it's not been like an easy thing to, right, you go to the appointment, they do the investigations, they diagnose you. It's not been like that. It's bit by bit. Every time you go, you get a little bit more information, but then now they have to do more investigation, and no, it's not that, so we need to look into other explanations, and so it's ongoing, and that's taken a real toll on all of us, but on my mental health and emotional state. I've been up, I've been down, and actually I'm really glad that I've got the business and I've got everything that I need to focus on, because it's definitely stopped me from spiraling down into really poor mental health, because I know I can't. I've just got to keep it all going, keep it all moving for everybody. So I'm really grateful for that. But what I'm also really grateful is the patience of all of the customers who've been waiting so nicely and without pestering me, and just being gracious about it if things have been late and they've had to get in contact, and I've explained, and people have been so kind and lovely about it. So thank you all so much. You know who you are. My my head's been a little bit of a shed, and you've been so understanding about that. So thank you. I really appreciate you. I really am so very lucky that all of you are so supportive and loyal. Mwah, I love you all. You're brilliant. So for the rest of the day, I'm going to be running some errands. I've got some food shopping to do. I need to take my mum to do a job, a doctor's call. I'm going to be prepping more yarn, because now that all the clubs have gone, my next job is getting all the Strictly yarn pre-orders that I've had in dyed up and sent out, and start working properly on the Halloween boxes, because there's a heck of a lot to do. My feet aren't going to touch the ground this month. We've got the Strictly pre-orders, the Halloween boxes, sock club, blanket club and advents. Oh, and Halloween yarns. I'll have to come back with a mini update for you about Halloween yarns, because I haven't got myself well organised enough to do that today. So there'll be, keep your eyes out for another little video coming soon to show you what's in stock and in store for Halloween this year. Exciting. No, I'm all about the Halloween and the Christmas stuff. My favourite time of year coming up. I love all the seasons, and I don't love the heat. I wish I did, but I just don't react well to heat. I love the summer because of the long days and the flowers and the, you know, outdoor time, because I really do enjoy that in the shade. But yeah, I am a cosy girl at heart. I like to be snuggled up with candles lit and lovely decorations and fairy lights glowing. So I'm looking forward to enjoying all of that. And the kids' birthdays are coming up, which is always really lovely as well. Yes, so I'll be back soon. Thank you very much for joining me today. I will endeavour to get back to you with all the Halloween things really quickly, and I'll see you again within the next few days. Ta-ta for now.